Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome to our new episode of Spotlight. My name is Tariq Al Barwani and I am your host. Today we have a very special guest, and he is the CEO of Otaxi, Engineer Harith Al Maqbali. Otaxi, for those who don't know, is the first service in Oman to offer taxi service booking online. Engineer Harith, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
First and foremost, Harith, I would like to ask you is, how did you come to the studio today?
No, I come with my own car today.
Okay.
But quite often I use Otaxi service. Really, sometimes I spend the whole day just using Otaxi, and I meet the drivers. Some of them recognize me. Most of them they don't recognize me.
Okay, mashallah. I remember back in 2014 when we met up at Com, when we were just starting your services, and when we were speaking, and it was just as an idea, and you're starting your operation at that time. Today, mashallah, it's a great reality. How does it feel?
Oh my God, it feels so good, really. When you see some dreams comes true, and when you work on something and you have no clue if it's going right or wrong, and then you see it's growing, and you see it's going in the right direction and picking up the momentum, it's really a very good accomplishment for anybody else. Actually, this is what make me in the morning every day.
Mashallah.
This is something really, it gives me excited, it gives me the fuel, it gives me the energy to continue and to proceed further.
And it doesn't feel like work, isn't it?
Not at all. Even the stress time when I work like 15 hours, 12 hours a day, I don't feel it at all compared to my previous job where I had to work, for example, 12 hours. No, not at all. I feel I'm excited, I feel enjoying, and even sometimes I forget to eat.
No, mashallah. So
Yeah.
it's a passion
It is a passion.
that keeps you forward.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Would you, by any chance, if you get an opportunity to work in any other company, or if you're offered as a job as a CEO, will you take up the role?
Actually, it's not very clear offers, but I've got hints up, and people tell me to move to another jobs. I said no. Still, I need to continue with Otaxi journey. Especially, there's huge potential coming up. It's always I can see this again. There's so much we can do here to Oman, to my friends, and to my society. There's so much things yet to be done.
Mashallah. Engineer Harith, tell me, what was the motive behind starting Otaxi?
It's combination of a lot of factors. One of them is it was I can see the opportunity. I could see the opportunity, and then I can see also the need, the gap in the market at that time for it. Such as that Uber started in 2009 and 2010, even before that, but none of these players come to Oman at that time for different reasons, of various reasons. However, I felt there is a need for this. People like us, anybody deserve a good service in taxi. Especially the stereotype of the taxi business in Oman for the last 30, 40 years was not good. Overpriced, not good service, and whatever. So we want to give and improve all these things. It started from these ideas, and then I can see also the potential business in it. It's not only an idea, it's business. You can make a living, you can create jobs, you can do a lot of things. So it started things pick up slowly, but at the end start going really with a clear vision where you're going to.
Mashallah. Now, Engineer Harith, Otaxi is a digital application. And people would say you need to be a digital person or a technologist in order to build such an application. What would you say about that?
Not at all. Not at all. Digital and technology is part of the game. Yes, it is very important. It's very critical, but it's not a must thing that you have to do it. It's combination everything. Actually, I believe that the business point, where you can see a gap in the market, is more than important digital things. Digital, you can source out. You can hire good people. You can talk to people, convince people to come and work with. But the most tricky point is to find the business gap that society needs, that something that you can develop through the digital world.
MashaAllah. Engineer Harith, now to set up a business like yours is not easy. I'm sure you've gone through a lot of ups and downs. Could you please share with us some of the challenges that you've gone through and how you have gone to overcome these challenges?
Yeah, especially when you start something new, totally new, it's always you will face a lot of challenges. Definitely, the first and foremost important things in Oman, countries like Oman, regulations need to help in this. So the typical answer when you have such an innovative or such a new thing, let's call it, is even it's not innovative. When you go to get the permissions or to get the government agreement or the approvals, they will the expected answer is no. Come tomorrow or come next week or discuss this. So the most appealing challenge is the regulations here. It's you need to adapt yourself to the regulation. You need to you need to come up with the right justification why this is should be allowed here, how to maneuver through the rules, how to make things happens actually with the regulators in general. Then you'll pick up a lot of let me call them a business challenge. Well, the first one, how to attract the early adapters to your service, how to validate that your what you are providing is really a truly people need it. How you let the customers. One of the early signs that your product is good and product fit is when you see your customers are coming back to you using the same service. This is really one of the earliest things. Then one of the biggest challenges as well is the finance. How to get money? You cannot. I mean, you need money to survive. You need salaries, you need operations, you need marketing, you need digitals. So all these things you need to put them together. How you grow up when you get little money, where you spend it exactly, until you become having a good project that you can go forward with it.
Okay, talking about money, which is a very important fuel for any organization, you are today a successful private company. Is there any plans to go public and also to issue an IPO for Otaxi?
Very interesting question. Actually, this is strategy one. I believe for IPO we are still a small company. We haven't had that. We still consider ourselves as SME, which is small and medium enterprises. IPO need a lot of momentum, and we need to go internationally, actually outside Oman. And we look at this few potential places that can be penetrated with Otaxi services. Still, the international players haven't covered 100% of the world. There is few, I call them empty pockets, or there's still pockets that we can, as Otaxi, penetrate in. Well, there is another also a way to expand outside Oman is to get acquired by a main player and the international players. And these two ways is going hand in hand. We'll see, we'll evaluate in the coming few months or years. We'll evaluate which one is more vital for us and more important for us.
Inshallah. Engineer Harith, we have other taxi services in Oman. How do you compare yourselves to the other services?
To compare ourselves to the competitors or other taxi services?
Other taxi services.
Okay, we try to be the best. Our focus in Otaxi is to satisfy the customer, exactly, and the customer is the king for us. We try to compete actually in very competitive way in terms of price, quality of the service, and convenient. Once you could tackle these three, through so many factors as well, we try to provide the best service we can. And we cannot ask me if Otaxi is doing the best thing. The best one to answer this question is the customers.
I can say definitely it's doing very, very well. I can be one of your happy customers.
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. But we always strive to satisfy the customer. We always try to give the customer the most convenient experience. And that's what keep us striving. So if you ask me how do you compare myself to others, I'll say I'm the only one who give a very good service this time.
MashaAllah. Engineer Harith, you are also the first to introduce the female taxi service in Oman. How is the response so far?
The female taxi was another interesting story as well with us. We thought about it a long time ago. And the spark which initiate all this discussion on our Otaxi is we have 50% of our society, they don't take Otaxi, which is the females. And when we study that, we find that because of the stereotype that the yellow taxi usually have, it's not safe, it's overpriced, all these kind of things. So we start thinking how we give a very convenient service to the 50% of the populations, let's say. And the biggest question, does Omani girls would like to go in a taxi or not? That was the big question we throw in our face at that. We did a survey, we did marketing tools and tactics, and the response was really good. People want this service and they like it. And Omani women still conservative society, and they want to go with this service. So we launched the service, and we invested really, for us, it's big investment compared to our size. And we took measure to go for just dedicated service for female. And the early days, we didn't know if it's going to work or not. But we have all the indicators saying that it will be a good service. People will like it. With the launch of the service, we have a very good response. And actually, the response from the passengers and riders is much bigger than the response from the drivers. Actually, in our business right now, in the females, we are focusing to attract more drivers than we don't target customers here in this case, because once we have enough supply of the drivers, we can create the demand for them. The demand is automatically happening with us, and it's picking up, and I'm super proud that to have more than 250
MashaAllah.
female drivers that with us, and we are looking more. We are targeting at least to have 10 to 20 new drivers every month within Otaxi.
MashaAllah. So you've done a great transformation. You've also created an opportunity as well for women, and that's a great something to be very proud of.
That's really a relieving. We have a few girls that quit their jobs. Actually, they were working in certain jobs,
Okay.
part-time jobs, and once they got into Otaxi, they quit their jobs.
Okay.
They says, "I'm happy really doing Otaxi all the time," and it provides them sustainable income, flexibility of their working hours, and it's a convenient as well for them.
Okay.
So it's really good for them.
MashaAllah. Engineer Harith, you know that the government of Oman is banking big on artificial intelligence. In fact, there was a news lately that the government is allocating 10 million Riyal Omani into AI projects that would help boost the economy. How is Otaxi contributing into it, or would like to utilize into getting into the arena of artificial intelligence?
This is also a very interesting point and very interesting discussion. Now, when you go to the app, Otaxi app, any customer interacting with the app, either confirming the booking or not confirming the booking, or he did session, we call it sessions, it's recorded with us. So we know where is the customers, where is the peak time, where they are going to, what's the most convenient route for them. We have huge data.
Okay.
And this data can be trained or can be used to be trained to models, and using AI we can come up with the very, very interesting results, especially when it comes to the mass data usage, or to use the routes or the pickup times, or where is the most convenient way, or a lot of things they can say. So we are exploring the use of data science, especially the data science, into the world of the AI, to come up with a very useful insights. I'm telling you, I've been pushing this so hard in my daily work and how to use this, but let me tell you, honestly speaking, we are still in the early stage of it. Okay. Hopefully, with development of AI tools and developing of a lot of insights, and using this data, we can come up with the really nice models that can add value in the future, inshallah.
Inshallah. Last question for the show today is, what advice do you have for young Omanis who would like to start a business and to become a successful entrepreneur like yourself?
I'm not sure if I'm a good model or not for them, but the biggest advice, this is what I really see it in myself. They need to invest in themselves. Investment here is not money only, but in different ways. They need to stay hungry, acquiring knowledge. They need to learn new skills. Always, whatever opportunity you come across, you need to pick out that opportunity and take the learning and invest yourself. Once you are equipped with the all tools, automatically you will be ready, and then you will make the right decisions in the business. So I really, my only advice, the first advice that comes to my mind always when it comes to our young brothers and sisters also, to invest in themselves and gaining the knowledge and pick up the right tools until they become really a professional engineers or professional persons.
Inshallah. Great transformation, great discussion, and great having you with us here today, Engineer Harith. I take this opportunity to wish you and all Otaxi team the very best, inshallah.
Shukran, Tariq, and my pleasure here to be here with you, Tariq. I'm very, always when I see you, I feel the excitement, and I'm very thankful also for Arabian Stories to be here, to give me the opportunity to be here.